Well, CNN, NPR, BBC London, Fox News, and all the rest of the three-letter multi-international so-called media companies, basically brainwashing companies, or human condition reflex assigning companies. These companies, they basically get paid to condition your head, to make you think a certain way, are saying that Joe Biden has or have a Hispanic problem. A Hispanic problem. And how can I say, I think the United States of America has a problem, but it's not a Hispanic problem, it's not a Latin problem, and I'm going to tell you why. Who are the Hispanics? Well, the true Hispanics, they do not exist, not even in Spain. Hispania is a jurisdiction, an economical province, an administrative province of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire fell in 476 on the hands of the Visigoth. Yes, the Visigoth, the same Goth, they went into the Italic Peninsula and became the Ostrogoths. Same people, different names. At the destruction of that province, at the end of the Roman Empire, or the Western Roman Empire, because the East Roman Empire continued to function just fine for another 1,000 years, I guess, Hispania ceased to exist. Yes, it ceased to exist. No more Hispanicals. The Vascos, the Catalan, the Aragonese, the Occitanios, the Leonese, all these people, the Iberians, they never ever called themselves Hispanicals. Ever. It's a matter of fact that they completely fought for their identity that to this day is alive and well. If you go to Spain today, they will speak Catalan, they will speak Gallego, Euskero, and they speak Occitanio, and they speak every language they have spoken for 10,000 years. So the United States does not have Hispanics. This Hispanic is an assignment. It's a condition to confuse the United States of America population, to confuse the native. And it is working. Yes, it is working. The problem is that when you get a population and you assign them an identity that is erroneous, and remove the true identity of what they are. They are United States of America nationals. Now what you just have done is divide the country. Because believe me, they will speak English. They will tell you, I am not a Mexican. That is what I speak English. But when they look in the mirror, they don't look like me. They are native from this nation. They are the true Americans from the American continent. The Navajo, the Azteca, the Maya, the Inca, the Mexicales. This nation belong to them. So that is what I say, that the United States have a problem with the Hispanics. And the problem is that eventually, with all this technology moving with all this ability to communicate like I am doing right now, eventually they figured it out. Hey, wait a minute. I am no English. The Democratic Party is not representing me, it's conditioning me. The Republican Party is doing the same. So right now they call themselves Hispanic and Latin. Also Latin, they're using that term in Latin. Well, let's find out what is a Latin. Latin is the language of the Romans. Remember, the Romans have the province of Hispania. Make no mistake about it. The people who changed this planet were the Spaniards from Hispania. The Romans, like Trajan. Trajan was the Caesar who grew the empire to the greatest limits. These so-called Spaniards from Hispania, not to be confused with Rodriguez, the Visigoth, they created the planet. So now, they spoke that language, and the language was called Latin. And the Latin origin is from the tribe in the Italic Peninsula named Latina. Latina is a city. You can walk up there today. You haven't gone away. In the region of Latium in the Italic Peninsula. What I'm trying to say is the Nancy Pelosi, the Cuomos, all these Italic sounding names like Fauci and all these people, those are Latins. Because the Romans went and stole their women. They stole the women from the Latin tribes because they were Latins themselves. They just created a new motorcycle gang, and they stole women from the Etruscans, and they stole population from everybody, including the Greeks. Remember, in the Italia Peninsula, they were Greeks from Grecia, Hellenes. Yes, they are today in the United States of America calling themselves Nancy Pelosi and telling the native population that they are Latins. As you see, that is a removal of identity and a new assignment of identity. And now they are attacking that identity. That is why they need to remove Christopher Colon, because Colon was not a Latin. He never called himself Latin. It's a matter of fact that he never spoke in Italian or wrote anything in Italian. Italian, remember, is Visigothic because the Visigoths went in there and took it. So analyze what the United States problem is, what Mr. Joe Biden is. Mr. Joe Biden can no longer, how can I say, compete with what I'm saying, because what I am saying is real, and it was transferred to me by my ancestors, and I am transferring to you via a little telephone on YouTube. Why that is important? Because now no longer a political party can pay and a company, or I should say the industrialist of information to condition you. Because somehow and another, now everyone have access to communication. Remember, what I am doing right now is communicating. I am not an expert. I am not a professional cameraographer or making movies. Somebody can take it to the next level and do it. And guess what? Now, in Mexicali, will know that this nation is his and her. And then no one like Mr. Joe Biden or Donald Trump, first generation born in the United States of America from a European country, can tell them what they are. They will find out eventually. And when they find out eventually what and who they are, it's a natural human behavior. They will defend and they will recover, like the Spaniards and the Visigoths and the Suevos and all the Iberian tribes, like the Catalan, the Aragonese, the Vasco, the Gallegos, the Occitanios, all these tribes have done. Analyze this. It took them 800 years, and I say to this day they continue to do it, to regain their identity. We are no different. We are humans. And that is what a human does. A human needs that identity to survive. Not only to survive, to be a human. That is our human nature, our condition, our human condition. So yes, Mr. Joe Biden has a problem, but so is Donald Trump, and so is the United States of America. We need to stop color coding people. We need to stop assigning people erroneous identity. Stop calling people Hispanicals. They do not exist. Stop calling people Latins. They do not exist in the American continent. They exist in Europe, and those Europeans, they migrate into the American continent are Latins. So make sure that you define correctly who is what, because you are going to confuse the population, and a population confused, divided, is weak. So if you want the British Empire, the Kingdom of Spain, the European Union, the Chinese, the Russians, to defeat us, continue to do that, and we will collapse. But we will not disappear. Remember that. We will collapse as a union, as a United States of a union. But that biology will continue to survive. And who knows what will become. Like the Visigoths. Now they call themselves Spaniards. And the Visigothic, kingdom, now they call themselves the Kingdom of Spain. Well, saludos to everyone, and remember, you are a human. Go and find out who you are, for real. Do not allow no other human to point out to you who you are, especially somebody that is getting paid to do it, that is getting paid to dismantle you. So you can no longer speak your natural language, so you can negate it, so you can look at the guy who is correctly being his or her self. You will look at them as the enemy. Well, in reality, they are protecting you, because you just became something else. Something else that when you find out that it is erroneous, it will dismantle your being. It will make you sick, literally. Your biology will disappear, will die. Because humans are that way. Without a true correct identity, they will die. So when you tell someone, I don't know how to speak Spanish, I am not a Mexican, and your biology is Apache, I tell you, you are not Hispanic. You are not Latin. Your language is not Spanish. You have been speaking Castilian for the past 500 years, and that language, the Castilian language, brought you the horse, the gunpowder, the know-how. It brought you out of the Stone Age to the modern age. All those misiones built in the United States of America give you life. So when you start destroying Columbus, Serra, Esteban Rodríguez Miro, Bernardo Conde de Galvez, Francisco Miranda, Cabeza de Vaca, and all the rest, they give you life itself. You will realize that yes, Mr. Biden has a problem with Hispanics. And yes, Mr. Biden has a problem with Latins. And yes, Mr. Biden has a problem with the United States of America identity. So make sure that you protect that you understand that. Well, let me finish my rant for today. And do not pay attention to me. I'm just a guy on YouTube trying to correct what is happening in our country, trying to give you knowledge and trying to leave a little trail so future generations can see it, and future generations can go and find out the reality of it. The Vikings learn Christianity. The Vikings ceased to build the long boat and start building caravels. Analyze that. You are not a superior in anything if you call yourself an angry Viking. I love my mustache. I gotta win that tournament. Saludos.